And we should be live, possibly. Hey, Czar! How goes it? How goes it? Shut up, computer. Make sure my boy's working. My boy is working. Oh, God, I'm so tired. I have had a long ass day. I forgot St. Patty's Day is tomorrow. I'm an idiot. So a lot of people were buying like stuff for festivities, like beer and other alcoholic beverage, and my family never really celebrates St. Patty's Day because we're pagan, and the whole holiday is kind of not great towards towards pagans. My dad uses it as an excuse to maybe drink and just kind of chill if he can, but he has work, so it's been a stressful week. But I have an ice pop. Let's fucking go. Let's go. I have work all day tomorrow. Well, all day. I have work 11 something to like 8 something tomorrow. So when I get home tomorrow evening, I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, we don't really do anything crazy for St. Patty's Day. I'm going to be wearing Yo Wizard. 33 months. This is ridiculous.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello? I got a shirt that was on sale, flannel shirt that was on sale. That's got green in it. I'm gonna wear that tomorrow with a gray undershirt. Cause I like wearing flannel. I like wearing button ups, man. Button ups are fun. And I was gonna throw on some green makeup. Yeah, I mean, I also got these. I got these necklaces in my work. It sells for St. Patty's Day. They just have the 4-leaf clover and the green as well, so it kind of goes with the whole outfit. God damn it! God damn it! This is bullshit. This is bullshit. How are you doing, Hypnotic? How goes it? I mean, everyone I know either wears green and gets blackout wasted, or just wears green. Like I said, I'm boring. I have work tomorrow, so for the most part for tomorrow. So I was just gonna wear some green, maybe throw a little bit of like green eyeshadow on and eyeliner. Nothing crazy. I haven't been wearing makeup like a lot lately. It ties directly into my mood and like dysphoria stuff. My brain doesn't want to attribute most makeup to gender because like in my opinion, for the most part, I think it's stupid that makeup is gendered. Is dumb. But like brains are stupid. That's why I'm also tying it together with a flannel. I can pretend to be slightly masked. I don't know if I can pull off wearing my binder tomorrow. Is the sad thing. I've been wearing my binder a lot more recently. I think I mentioned the last stream. I've been wearing my binder a lot more recently. And good fucking lord, I'm trying to do it safely, but it's so tempting to just wear this shit every week. It is so hard to take it off when I get home some days. It's like, man, is it really over? That fucking sucks, Wizard. God damn. That's sad. I wish I had more free time before in the first half of the day, Hypnotic. I wish I did, because it would make a lot easier. Also, thank you, Hypnotic, for the gifts. I am going to be playing I'm probably going to be playing Detroit Become Human sometime next week, and I'm also probably going to be attempting to play Cult of the Lamb. But it's so tempting to not bind safely. That's the problem. And the sad thing is I still need new binders. It's not like I'm tempted to bind and not do it safely, and I don't even have like a ton of binders to play around with. Oh, because that shit is expensive. I'm tempted. I kind of want to get binding tape. Because I'm not going to reveal chest size on here, but it's big enough. Yeah. Well, it's big part to your husband. He gifted me the game. So shout out. Also, apologies to anyone looking forward to yesterday's stream. I'm still going to play. I'm playing Fears to Fathom sometime next week. I'm playing Detroit Become Human sometime next week. And I'm playing Cult of the Lamb. Culture Darm Lodo? I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly, but thank you for the follow. I'm going to be attempting all those for the next week. Yeah, yesterday was just a fucking clusterfuck and a half. How stuff went down, which I kind of sort of posted about in the Discord. How stuff went down, other bullshit went down, and then on top of it, a fucking migraine hit. So, not great. No! Be gone! Be gone! Ban him. Ban that man right now. Yeah. Let's go. Ew. Ew. Yeah. Hypnotic did it. Hypnotic slayed that motherfucker. But yeah, so I'm excited for next week. Yesterday was kind of sucktacular. Today was way better, but I just had work. I couldn't just not do work, which sucks. I was glad that I had something to do at least tonight. But all I really did today was work. Like I said, I got a couple of cute things to wear tomorrow that are green, so I can kind of be a little festive at work. And I also got the ingredients for this weird, like, TikTok/YouTube Shorts recipe. I love finding like weird ass recipes and testing them. I do. If I had a better house that I lived in, like a less ghetto kitchen and or a decent camera to actually film with, I'd probably do videos or shorts that's just testing recipes that I find online. But this particular recipe is just Bisquick, Sprite, and yogurt. Supposedly, and a lot of butter. And supposedly it's really fucking bussin'. So I'm gonna possibly try that tonight, cause hell yeah. I was going to. I have to set it all up, but I was going to. Oh, speak of the devil, let me actually check something real quick. I think I have the wrong extension up right now. Yeah, I have Chat's Revenge still up. Put that back. Let me fix that. There you go. I kept forgetting about it. But yeah, so yesterday I spent so much time just fucking sleeping. I was either in my room pissed off or I was sleeping because of situations happening. And nothing came of the situation that was yesterday. I'm not getting into it on stream, but I mentioned into Discord and stuff. It's so annoying when you have a family of adults that don't, or a family of mostly adults that don't act like adults. And then when you try to do something that's somewhat adult, everyone gets upset. Or not everyone. One person in particular gets very upset and acts like a child. That shit is annoying as fuck. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do that over the next week. That'll be fun. Editor is going through and trying to like revamp the Discord because I don't know what I'm looking at for half the stuff. For half the shit when it comes to Discord, I'm not used to Discord like at all. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. That's just a public warning and service announcement that Discord's a little freaky right now, but it's fine. It's fine. I was gonna look into what Twitch integration options Cult of the Lamb had. Cult of the Lamb is probably going to be the end of the week. I don't know. I'll try to figure out when I'm going to do it. That might even be just an evening stream for a couple hours. His will be me figuring out how the game works and just lazily playing it. I'm really excited for Detroit Become Human because I never got to play that. Bussin'! Like I said, I'm still excited for Fierce to Fathom. Yeah, bussin'. I downloaded the video, the main video for tonight. I actually remembered. This is bussin'. Where is it at? Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah! Let me do this. Let me also mute the forbidden music. Yeah, no forbidden music here. Twitch, it's fine. Let me turn desktop audio on so y'all can hear the video. So this is gonna be true crime. That's your warning. I'm not putting up the trigger warning screen because it's like, bro, if you don't know what true crime means, it has murder and shit. If that's not your cup of tea, then leave. Let me pull up the actual video. Like I said, I downloaded it. It's from the one. It's from Ewu. It's from that one. Yeah. The video quality is so ass. It is so ass. But the video quality was ass in the video. It's the actual video quality of the camera being used, which just fucking kills me.
He was like, let's be Bonnie and Clyde.
I just want to make sure.
You said that?
Yeah, this is just ass quality. Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't just me fucking up. No, this is the actual quality of the video. Alright. Who's the robot? In the background? What do you mean? What robot? What do you mean? An automaton even. What the fuck? Here, let me see. Where the fuck is it? Did I have to do fucking screen capture for this? I don't remember. Jesus. We'll do this. Damn, did I? Yeah, I guess I did. No. No. Yeah, I must have. More me. Discard. Discard. Yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna have to do fucking window or display capture. I hate using display capture. Oh, that's shitty. What's the fucking dis? Yeah. Very loud. I'm gonna have to turn it down for me right now. Alright.
He was like, let's be Bonnie and Clyde.
You said that?
Yeah. I was
You guys
like,
gotta tell me
okay.
if it's too
And
loud or
after
not
that,
loud
I
enough.
heard
I want y'all to hear it,
yelling
but
and fighting, and then I started getting the rush. I started
fucking grandpapa,
just beating her head with it. It was
grandmama.
kind of creepy because she was like
This is
scared
not okay.
to die.
How did you finally get control of
She
your
what?
grandmother? Because in the past, she's been able. She's
How old
eventually
was
been able to
grandmama when you
handle
beat
it,
her to
right?
death? Holy shit.
She's been able to get the upper hand. What was different this
This
time?
is Ewu.
I've always
This
been
is
in
that channel.
control.
By April 2017, the police in Gwinnett County, Georgia were well acquainted with 17-year-old Cassandra Bjorge and her criminal history. But when she found the self-proclaimed Clyde to her Bonnie and Johnny Ryder, Cassie's deviance rose to a whole new level. What began
Wait,
with
let
an
me try
attack would
something. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure the thing is working. It's a stream of technical issues yet again. I love it. It's beautiful. There you go. Are we good? I think we're good. Maybe. Where did it go? I shouldn't be trusted with a fucking computer. I shouldn't.
He was like, let's be Bonnie and Clyde.
What began with an attack
There you go. I hate using display capture. It's so ugly. Yeah, explore with us, Ewu. All credit to them.
would lead the police to discover something
Yeah,
far
boy.
more heinous, including horrifically
the
the couple
audio back?
living in a house with dead bodies
Okay.
nearby.
Ew!
But even this was only the
Ew.
beginning of their shocking depths of
You know,
depravity.
what freaks me out the most, and
The
there are
majority
cases...
of the following footage has
What
never
freaks
been
me
seen
out is that
before.
there are cases that, where people literally have dead bodies in the same room that they're living. It's one thing for me, it's still gotta be disgusting and crazy, but, like, to have bodies in the same house. Because then it's like, oh, you can stuff them in the fucking attic or the basement, and yeah, that sounds horrible, but, like, you could. And I feel like that affects you less. Like, it still affects you, it's a dead body, you killed that person, but, like, to have them in the same fucking room, just, like, shoved into a closet, because there's a ton of cases where that kind of shit happens. I'm just like, how do you live in that space? Knowing. You know what I mean?
It
like,
has been
knowing.
analyzed by a qualified team, including a licensed clinical psychologist, a licensed professional counselor, and a former
So did
detective,
she fuck up her hand 'cause she
former
was beating on
licensed
grandmama?
polygraph examiner, and former hostage
Did
negotiation
grandmama
commander
fight
and
back?
instructor.
Let's go.
Chaos kicked off on April 8th, 2017, shortly after 8:30 p.m. when police
Oh, it was the
received a
evening.
call from Tomoko Ryder,
What is that
Johnny's mom,
picture?
who had just walked in on an assault in progress
Oh,
in her
shit.
home. Though none of the responding officers could have possibly known, they were now investigating a bizarre string
the
of
fuck?
violence, and a case that would come to encompass so much more than assault. Mindy Ryder, Johnny's sister, provided this summary of the attack, starting when she and her
God.
boyfriend Kevin returned home to eat
Her head's
dinner.
fucking
I'm
bleeding.
not sure what time it was.
Bro,
But we were about to
you
eat the
fucking
food
smacked her in the
go.
fucking
And I
head.
noticed my room is trashed. Like, everything's been flipped out. Like, all my purses have been went through. And I
No,
told my brother,
no,
I know
no,
you did this. You and your
no.
girlfriend are the only ones that have been home. Like, just own up to it. Like, just own up to it and tell me. I won't call the cops or anything. And at the time, he was on the phone with my mom, and he was like, so if I own up to it, you won't call the cops? And I said, yes. So that's when he hung up, and I hung up on the police. Like, I already dialed 911. And then all of a sudden, he goes out and comes back in and just
Bear
sprays
attack
us
deterrent.
straight in our faces and starts hitting us.
That
and
shit
tells
is
his girlfriend
terrifying.
to go grab the bat.
19-year-old Johnny and his girlfriend, 17-year-old
If that's what I think it is, it's
Cassie
literally
Bjorge, then sprayed Mindy and Kevin in the face with bear repellent.
Holy
which
fuck.
is stronger than typical pepper
I was gonna
spray.
say it's stronger than
The
your
attack
average
only
fucking pepper
escalated
spray,
from
dude.
there.
That's for a
And I see her
bear,
come in with
not
the
a
bat,
people.
And the first thing she does is hit me across my back. And I try to grab it from her, and then she hits me on the head and kicking me in the stomach.
I mean, at
and
least she
Kevin
survived,
and Johnny
but
are fighting
fuck,
in my
it's
room.
horrible.
So I chase her out to the living room, and I'm trying to grab the bat, and I hear Kevin begging my brother, like, Johnny, please don't do this. You don't have to do this. And I went in the room, and Johnny had Kevin in a chokehold, and my
Damn,
brother's
they just
girlfriend was
wanted
in
to
there with
fight.
the bat.
So did
And
they
so I was
fucking
able
fight
to,
in
like,
the
grab
house
her
and then
by
go
the
to
hair and, like,
grandmama's
chase
and
the
beat
bat
them to
away
death?
from
That's
her.
fucked up.
And I
If that's
started
the case,
hitting my
that's
brother,
fucked up.
telling him to let go. And then I handed the bat to Kevin. And then Kevin was going to hit my brother, but my brother caught the bat. And then we all fought over the bat. And it was me and my brother on my sofa. And then Kevin grabbed a beer bottle and told Johnny to stop, to just let us go. And, like, we won't do anything. But my brother said he will never do that. And so Kevin hit him on the top of the head with the beer bottle. And it shattered.
After Johnny had a bat, we hold it, and then Johnny was like, bring a hammer. Because he couldn't take it by himself, obviously.
And you got hit with the bat too?
Yes, sir. But at first, it
Damn.
kind of blocked it here, really. I just blocked it, so it was okay. But second time, I got hit.
Oh!
I got hit my teeth.
Oh, it
He
fucked up
kicked
his
me in the
teeth.
face, so my teeth fell down.
The escalation
Oh,
from attacking
God.
with a bat to a
Oh, I
hammer
hate
was
that. I've talked about it before, but one thing that really fucks with me is teeth issues. Is teeth injuries, whatever you want to consider it. When you crack your teeth are like, they're bones in your mouth. You gotta treat them with respect. That really freaks me out. Especially when they're just shattered or broken. No.
stopped when Johnny and Mindy's
Not
mother
okay.
returned home from work. With the odds no longer in their favor, the two assailants, Johnny and
Yeah,
Cassie,
no, I don't like it.
fled.
Yeah, if you want to see something really freaky and you haven't experienced it before, look up like a toddler's x-ray, specifically their skull. You can see all the adult teeth within their fucking face. It's fucking terrifying, but it's kind of beautiful at the same time. It's the disgusting that is life, and I kind of love it.
However, this would eventually prove to be their downfall. In addition to his
why do we
tooth,
gotta keep
Kevin
showing
had
it?
injuries to his
Why do we
hands,
gotta? I'm
arms,
fine
and
looking
ear,
at that. I'm
not
fine
to
seeing
mention the
that. I'm
burning of
fine
the
with the.
bear mace.
Ooh, yeah,
As
that
for
has to
Mindy,
suck.
it took 7 staples to
suck
close
ass.
a wound on her
That
scalp.
sucks so
and
bad.
she also had welts on her.
There's like white in the center of that blurring. I'm thinking that there was actual exposed bone on her skull. That's fucked up. Which matches if she needed stitches. Like if she needed that many stitches, it wouldn't surprise me. But like, oh, that has to suck.
Back from the
Again,
bat.
bones are not usually
assault
supposed to be
wasn't the
visible
only
or
crime
broken.
committed
That's
at
just
the
not
Ryder
supposed
house
to be a
that
thing.
night. In fact, it was
It
only
grosses
the
me out.
beginning. Johnny and his girlfriend stole Mindy's car to make their escape. The attackers had also abandoned the vehicle they arrived in.
Also, I don't think I asked,
When
but
police
how
ran
are
the
you
plate
doing,
on that
low-key human?
car,
How
they
goes
made a
it?
shocking discovery. It belonged to a 63-year-old man
Oh,
by the
God.
name of
That stare. That fucking stare. This man has lived through some things. He has seen some things.
Randall Bjorge. The car wasn't the only tie to Randall, though. Randall's granddaughter
Oh
was
my God.
Cassie. The first hint that something was wrong actually came over a week prior on
Yeah.
March 28, 2017, when
Nice.
Cassie's grandmother,
Aw, she's
63-year-old
so
Wendy
happy.
Bjorge, reported Cassie
No.
missing.
Oh, well, okay.
Wendy and Randall had custody of Cassie for over
Oh,
a year by
shit.
this point. They'd hoped to
that
help her
sucks.
through some behavioral
I mean, it's good that
issues
they were
she'd
there
been
for her,
having,
but it sucks.
including using drugs.
I always think it sucks from it has to suck from the grandfather's and grandmother's position, right? Because your grandparents obviously in most situations love you, and they would do a lot for you. But to have your child hand over custody of their child or children. It's like, as a grandmother and grandfather, being a grand person, I feel like you are in a position where you're celebrating the fact that you're done raising your kids, and now here you are having to deal with / raise your granddaughter or grandson. And I feel like that sucks. That's gotta suck. Like, you can love your fucking family as much as you want. That has to suck.
Drugs and running away. Based on her
Aw.
recent disappearance, though, it seemed that at least
I'm
one
doing
of
better
those
today.
issues persisted. When there was still no word from Cassie after a few days, Wendy made this Facebook post asking friends to keep an eye out for her granddaughter.
She was trying.
After that, it was radio silence from the Bjorge family. It looked like Wendy and Randall had gone off the grid just like their granddaughter. Concerned, Wendy's sister, who lived
And ultimately,
in California,
again,
asked
I like, in cases where the grandparents usually take custody, the only other option is usually to put them in the state's care, and the state's care definitely is the worst option for the kid in most circumstances. The grandparents can still provide a loving, somewhat functional environment that'll be better than whatever their home situation is if it gets to the point that, like, the state gets involved. But still, overall, it has to suck, because it's like you got done, you raised this person until they were an adult, or people until they were adults, and now you have to do it all over again. And, like, it's not something that you planned on or you wanted to do, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things.
Gwinnett County Police to do a welfare check on April 6th, 2 days before the attack at the Ryder house. She had become concerned when she received some text from Wendy's number that didn't quite sound like her, and made her suspect that they'd actually been sent by someone else. Police attempted the welfare check, but left when no one answered the door.
Oh no.
Even if police
I
had
guess
forced
that's when
entry,
Grandmama
it
and
still would have
Grandpapa
been far
died.
too late to avert
Aw.
tragedy. After what happened at the Ryder house, though,
I don't
police
like
knew
this.
they needed to talk to at least one of the Bjorges. They returned to
Bjorge.
Wendy and Randall's house looking for answers. This time, when no one answered their knocks,
I
they
like your
forced
last
their
name.
way in. Nothing could have prepared them for what they were about to find.
Yeah, cops can do that.
As they
can
walked
bust
into the house,
Oh
they
my god.
discovered-
Yo, that looks like my streaming jar. That looks like my streaming jar, but much dirtier. That's if my streaming jar had poo-poo doo-doo in it and I threw it on the ground. Literally sitting in front of me. It has like 1/5 a cup of water in it right now because I didn't refill it like I should have. My streaming jar.
Covered a mess
This-
downstairs.
Is this gonna be like every other fucking house in a true crime situation where it's like, yeah, this could be a lower income neighborhood, but god damn it, this shit is disgusting. Like, again, it takes 5 minutes. You could 5 minutes a day clean up or start to clean up areas of your house. That is doable, even if you live in a ghetto house, dog.
With drugs and paraphernalia scattered about the living
Like,
room.
you don't even put
and
your
food
drugs in
left
the
out
bottle.
to
That's
rot
some
in the
bullshit.
kitchen. It also
Ew.
appeared as though most of the house had been ransacked.
Ew.
The real horrors, however, were found
The
upstairs,
bodies. I'm
hidden
gonna assume
behind
the
the sealed
bodies.
doors to the
Yeah.
bathroom and master bedroom. But the truth of what was
They were
behind
literally
those doors
cocked
wouldn't be
shut.
revealed until a
They put caulk on it to seal it? Oh my god.
shocking interrogation.
Bruh.
What police found inside added a whole new sense of urgency to the hunt for Johnny and Cassie.
Yeah, caulk.
Despite
Not
an
that
in-depth
kind of
search of the
caulk.
residence, Wendy's cell
Kind you
phone
use when
was
you're building
nowhere
houses
to be
and
found.
doing other.
The investigators
handiwork.
pinged the device
Oh my
and traced
God.
it to an apartment building in the
God
nearby
bless.
town of Sewanee. When police arrived at the location,
I have a little bit of
they
rum
had
and
their
Coke
first stroke of
because
luck in this
it helps
horrifying
you
and
relax a little bit
chaotic
sometimes.
case. In the parking lot out front was the car stolen from the Ryder house.
I had leftover.
As it turned out, Johnny and Cassie
Coke
had
from
sought
work.
out sanctuary with an old friend named Jake, perhaps hoping to hide from the manhunt that
Johnny
was
is
looking
very
for
right
them.
in that picture.
Iwu obtained an exclusive
Oh,
never-before-heard
shit!
interview with Jake, who spoke about Johnny and the events of the fateful night, which led to police arriving
shit.
at his home the next morning.
I met him in middle school. So sixth grade,
wow.
we were 12 or 13 years old. He was always a class clown and everything. Very funny, very loud, very
Oh, hell yeah.
outspoken, but also
Let's
very
go.
kind and very polite. I mean, eventually he practically became family. He was at my house every weekend.
Those are good
growing up in
houses,
middle
too. Well, I guess
school
that
and
could be. It's
early
probably
high
an
school.
apartment setting, huh?
By mid-high school, however,
I hate
Jake
how that's
and
the
Johnny
thing.
drifted apart.
Like, you have the
as
nice
Johnny
houses
became
that are
more
bigger,
involved
and
with
everyone
drugs
breaks
and
them down
alcohol.
into stupid apartments.
They'd
and
only
you're like,
recently
oh.
gotten back in touch to have lunch a couple times, but Jake never could have expected what the relationship would bring next.
It was
Oh,
about
no.
10
What
p.m.
happened?
and I was at work. And I got the call from my mom that he was at the door. And so when I heard that he was there and that he was crying, I left
Aw.
work immediately and went straight home.
Aw,
According
he
to
was
Jake,
a
Johnny was
homie. He
accompanied by his
cared.
girlfriend, who introduced
fucking
herself as
cared. This is blessing.
Cassandra. Jake had seen her once in high school, but didn't know her any more than that. That night, he said she was quiet and polite, and didn't give him any indication to suspect a more sinister reason for her presence. They couldn't have known the shocking secrets they were hiding.
That's when things started to take a weird turn.
I'm playing
He
with
said that he
slime.
had gotten into a fight with his mom, which,
Hell yeah.
at the time didn't seem strange because he has, has fought with his mom plenty of times before, and there's been times where he's been at my house because of it, and that she got so angry that she pepper sprayed him, and he ran to the first place he thought of, which was me.
Confused and concerned, Jake and his mom let Johnny and his girlfriend spend the night and work the rest out in the morning. But they had no idea what crises the morning would bring, or what else Cassie and Johnny had already done.
Just when we thought it was just
That's to suck, because he
basically
was just being a
family member,
homeboy. Like, they were
old
just going
family
off of
member
the
coming
information
in
they
a
were
time
given.
for help was really, one of the most traumatizing days I've ever had.
Despite the horrors to come, the day actually started like any other.
I woke up the next morning and he was, talking to my family like how he always did when we were kids, treating them like a parent, treating me like a brother. Was drinking coffee outside, catching
they were
up.
Homies.
And when I went to take my dog out, that's when I started to realize that things.
Guys, do you tell your homie if you just did the murder?
At the
I feel like I
time,
wouldn't want to burden
our
my
building
homies with that knowledge,
faced out towards the parking lot, and every day I see the same cars. But that day there was a blacked out Suburban right in front of our house, which I thought was really strange. And go back in, have a cup of coffee, and next thing I hear from my room was a blowhorn, basically calling out my apartment number and Johnny's name to come outside.
Oh, what the hell?
And it took me a second because you're not expecting to hear that at 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning, until finally the second time it happened, I got up and I started walking down my hallway. And next thing I know, there's red dot sights on the walls, on my body.
Slime. Oh shit,
Jake
that has
said
to
that
be so
instinct took
stressful.
over, and he collected his
I
sister
feel
and his
bad
mother,
for
who had
them.
recently started to use a
Oh
wheelchair,
my God.
and prepared to exit the apartment.
I would be so scared.
Unfortunately for the family, the horror was just
and
beginning.
Here's the thing. This is where it's annoying for my brain, because I wouldn't really be scared for me. I'd be scared for my family in that situation. Like they just mentioned, his mom was using a wheelchair. I would be so fucking scared.
As we're about to go out the door,
like, please don't shoot my
Johnny
family members.
grab a knife, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he was like, "What I thought could have been coming to stab me was him coming to give me a hug and say he's so sorry." And he's sorry for doing this, sorry for everything. He told me that he loved me.
Well, I mean, if they really were bros. Like, they had that, like, non-blood brother situation.
And I just kind of froze. And he dropped the knife, gave my sister a hug, said the same thing. And then we went outside to every freaking cop in the county there. A few SWAT vans.
Yeah, if they found bodies.
An ambulance.
Johnny and Cassie were still inside. Initially, the SWAT team and other investigators resolved to wait them out until they were contacted by Johnny's mother, who had received a concerning voicemail from her son.
Hey, Ma, it's Johnny. I'm crazy. I'm evil.
Oh, no. Are you evil, or is it just mental health, Doc? Sometimes the voices tell you you're evil, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta not listen to the voices. Me at every intrusive thought. The Those are the voices you don't listen to. They tell you to do dangerous shit.
Love you.
Police no longer had the luxury of time to wait Johnny and Cassie out.
I have bubbles in
However,
my slime.
they also knew that the pair could be
Yeah.
dangerous, which meant that rushing inside could be foolish. With this in mind, police decided to make an entry using a video and audio-equipped robot. Robots are often used in
robot
situations where officer
technology,
safety is a major
robot
concern.
technology.
Obviously,
I love
it's
seeing robot
preferable to
technology
sacrifice
being
tech
used by
instead of
the
human life.
police.
Depending on the needs of the situation,
Yeah.
the robot can make deliveries or even use weapons or flashbangs.
Hell
It
yeah!
also has video
Give
capabilities
that motherfucker
that allow
a
law
flashbang
enforcement to
right
get a
now.
good look inside a hideout.
That's what our
all
budget
from a
is
safe
for.
distance away. Even better, all footage and audio recorded by the robot is admissible in court. Right away,
What?
the robot revealed a concerning
fuck?
stain on the carpet outside the bathroom.
Don't listen to it. That's not Sky Daddy. That's your brain being stupid.
Neither Johnny nor Cassie responded, and when the robot forced its way past the bathroom door,
Because they're probably worried
it
that
became
they're going to do
clear as
something
to
to
why.
themselves. Oh shit. Oh shit. What did they do? Did they actually fucking... What did they do? It's all blurred. I don't know what they did. Did they try to overdose or some
Realizing
shit?
that Cassie and Johnny
Yeah.
were in danger, the SWAT team took over and rushed inside to provide medical assistance.
Well, shit.
Unfortunately, the resulting damage to the apartment left Jake's family in a very difficult financial situation,
Aw,
and they
that
ultimately had to
sucks.
find a different
Oh my
place to
god,
live.
that sucks! What? Holy fuck, I can't tell what they're saying. What is the point of this footage? It's all blurred and I can't tell what the fuck they're saying. What are they saying?
Johnny and Cassie were rushed to the hospital to receive emergency treatment. For the time being, it was
So the
unclear
next
if
slime
these
stream
injuries were
unboxing review is
self-inflicted
going to be from
or if
Five
the couple
Below.
had turned on
I
each
don't
other
know, for
once they
people who don't know what
realized
Five
they
Below
were
is, it's
caught.
literally just a
There would
store.
be no answers
Big
to
box
those
store where the
questions
idea is
or any
everything is
others
$5
if Cassie
or less.
and Johnny didn't
It's
survive.
a beautiful thing and they have
Thankfully
sensory
for
toys.
investigators, after a few days, doctors at the hospital determined that Johnny was
So
stable
I was gonna
enough
do what I
for an
did for the
interview.
Walmart video.
So,
Holy fuck,
I mean,
what
we
is
do-
that? No, hold up. What the fuck was that? Why was that? What was that? No, no, no. No, I want to see it again. No.
Were self-inflicted. Johnny and Cassie were rushed to the hospital to receive emergency
I wanna
treatment.
pause it in the right spot.
For the time being, it was unclear if these injuries were self-inflicted or if the couple had turned on each other once they realized they were caught. There would be no answers to those questions or any others if
True.
Cassie and Johnny didn't survive. Thankfully for investigators, after a few days, doctors at
What is that? Wipe that fucking grin off your fucking face. What the hell? That's unsettling to me. Because you know the context in which that was taken. That's just a fucking unsettling to me. But yeah, I'm going to do basically what I did for the Walmart.com slime review, where I just order a bunch of available slimes, and then I unbox them on stream, and play with them, and rate them, and talk to chat. Because I had fun last time. It was a little chaotic. I wasn't used to it. I'm more used to my setup now, and also we can use Spotify and various other sources for like background music and stuff. So
the hospital determined that Johnny was stable enough for an interview.
yep.
So, I mean, we do like to kind of find out, you know, what happened and kind of get your side of the story, what's been going on the past few days.
My favorite,
you know,
the
and-
one I'm most looking forward to, if it's still available, when I actually sit down and purchase. I'm waiting until after. I'm still budgeting
like
it
to
in,
talk
so I'm
about?
waiting until after.
Is that your
the,
girlfriend,
hot water heater's
Cassie, or is it
purchased.
just a
Should be
friend,
later
or
this
what?
week.
Yeah, she's fine. No,
'cause I
she's
have the
fine.
money for it, even though I'll be broke
No one's
after
told
or
you
almost
anything, or-
broke. I
Yeah,
was
she's
going
fine.
to get a
How long you guys
specific
been
amount
dating?
of them, and the one that looks the coolest is a mac and cheese one. I love funky slimes. I like the weird ones.
This is a bold statement from 19-year-old Johnny, considering he'd previously been married and only finalized his divorce
What
about
the
2
fuck?
weeks prior.
How old is Johnny?
I heard her scream.
Yeah.
I think she was more upset because
Johnny had already
people were
been
trying to
married?
help her, and from what I was told, she's a fighter and she's kind of a pistol, hard to deal with sometimes. Okay, that being said, obviously we want to talk to you about some specific stuff. You're kind of not free to go. You're here at the hospital, so
Free to go?
you're not free to go. You're here at the hospital. So in order for me to ask you some specific questions, I got to read you your rights.
Johnny had likely been through this before.
Do
as
you
he
really
just
thought that
finished
the
serving
cop just
jail
said he's
time
free
for
to go?
entering automobiles
You're
and
an idiot.
obstructing an officer.
Are
You're
you
a
okay
fucking
talking
idiot.
with us right now without an attorney?
I would just.
There's also a ramen slime kit that looks
don't
kind of
really feel
cool that Five
comfortable.
Below sells. So
Well, I don't feel comfortable here at the
it looks like
hospital
it'd be
either.
fun to mess around with.
Yeah, but I don't feel
Yeah.
comfortable talking about it. Maybe I want to talk to like court-appointed attorney and then just like.
Was he actually
Oh,
smart?
it
Was he actually smart
I
and
don't
refused to
feel
say
that.
things to the police? Holy shit, does he have half of a brain
This
cell?
may be our
Does
last
he?
shot on talking to you because we got other. I decided to talk to you first.
They're going to manipulate you.
Kind of
Stand
what's
your
been
ground.
going on.
You're already
know
fucked,
Cassie's
honestly, but
background.
stand your ground.
I know things
Stand
that
it.
have been
Stand
said.
your ground.
I know what's going on with her family. I already spoke to your family. I kind of know what's going on with your family. Obviously, you being a man, I'm being a man. We're all men here.
Holy
I
shit,
wanna
y'all
come
got
first to
dick
you.
and balls,
Man
and
up and
also
let's
our
talk
man.
about what the heck happened.
I love how that's a thing that's used. It's used in both situations. You have female cops and detectives be like, listen, you're a woman, I'm a woman, we could be women with each other. And I'm like, what the fuck? That has no bearing on our situation. I'm glad we share the same gender. I like, you what? You want to ask me questions? Why does that have to do with gender?
I have ADD. Like I'm a really deep thinker, but
Oh
like,
shit.
I would really like to talk to a counselor or psychiatrist to see what.
Hell yeah,
the
stand
hell
your
is wrong
ground.
with me.
Stand it.
Without Johnny's consent,
Yeah,
police
boy.
had no choice
So
but
it's
to wrap
just
things
the-
up and take their questions
So it's just the
elsewhere.
hoe. It's just
Luckily for
Cassandra
them,
who spoke
there
up.
was another potential source
I'm
of
calling
information
her a hoe
just
because
down
they
the
did
hall.
murder, probably, I'm
With
assuming.
no answers from Johnny,
And
police
they
were
murdered a
likely very
grandmama.
aware
This
that a
is sad.
conversation with Cassie was their last chance to get a first-hand
Yeah.
explanation for the
That's the other thing. I think I brought this up on previous fucking streams before. You have to say that you specifically do not want to speak to them. You want an attorney or legal representation. And then from there, they can stall you. It depends on the state and the department, the amount of time they can actually stall you for. But they can stall you for a ridiculous amount of time. You just have to remember not to say anything in the meantime and to literally just wait.
disaster
It's
scene
stupid,
at the Bjorge house.
but they're going to try to
and the
basically convince
chaos
you
that
to just talk
followed.
otherwise.
With
and
that
it's
in mind,
stupid 'cause
they
it's
sent
like,
in an officer
no.
that Cassie knew and who was familiar with her situation. He was accompanied by someone from the district
So
attorney's
how old
office.
is she?
It
I
was
don't remember
through
when
this
ages were
interview
thrown
that a
out. How old was
bizarre,
she?
horrific, and unexpected
old?
story began to unravel.
I have to relook
What
it up.
happened here?
I tried to kill myself.
Oh shit.
Why would you do that, sweetie?
I don't doubt that she
Tell
tried
me
to
why.
like overdose or something.
I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't know where else to go. I didn't know what else to do. And then like one night I just got like really like angry and depressed, and I don't know, I just felt like the whole world
Johnny
was
Ryder
just,
sounds like a comic book name.
collapsing
Am I
on me,
wrong?
and
Am I wrong for
I
that?
just wanted to like to end it.
Kind of
This
does.
isn't the real reason they're talking to Cassie, and also not just because of what happened at the Ryder house. There's a far more chilling story lurking
Oh,
in the
so
background
Cassandra
of
was
Cassie
17
Johnny's
and the
crime
boyfriend
spree.
was
I
19?
think you know.
Oh
why
my
I'm here.
god.
I just need to understand why.
When was
Talk
this
to me,
released?
please. What I can't do
Oh, this is
I
all
can't
older
talk
stuff
to you.
because it's an older case.
unless you be honest with me.
I wasn't the one who intentionally thought about doing that.
What about doing what?
Say it. Once you say it, it's out.
Killing my grandparents.
This admission was a horrible
What the
confirmation
fuck?
of what
Don't
police
kill
already
grandmama.
suspected.
God damn.
Tragically, Wendy and Randall's bodies were found inside their house when police
God
forced
damn it.
entry. Based on their condition, it was estimated that they'd been dead
Aw.
for about a week by that time.
God damn, man.
In an exclusive interview with Ewu, Chris Bjorge,
Why does
Wendy
everyone
and
have the
Randall's son
shittiest
and
web
Cassie's
cameras?
uncle, recalled
The
hearing the terrible
absolute
news for the first
shittiest
time
web
when a
cameras
family
and or
movie
internet
night was
connections.
interrupted
And this is coming
by
from
a
a
call
Spectrum
from
user.
the police department.
Why?
So
Do
I
better.
get a call back. Brad
Like,
got 10 or
goddamn.
15 minutes later, and he's like, Mr. Bjorge, I'm so sorry, but we found them. So what do you mean you found them? What does that mean? He said we found them.
She was 17, to be fair.
They've both been killed. They've been
Not
murdered.
to say that
I'm like,
always
"Are you
means
sure about
anything,
that?"
but a
He's
lot
like,
of
"Yeah, there's no
17-year-olds,
question."
I'm assuming
You know,
because
were
she
they-
tried
were
to
they
kill
perfect?
herself, that
Absolutely
probably
not.
plays into
You
her
know,
own
but
mental
I
state
love
as
my
well. She
parents,
probably just
you know,
wasn't wanting
flaws and
to.
all.
She probably didn't have the
But
fucking
they-
energy to
it's
lie
not
or
what they
not
deserve.
say anything.
Cassie's admission to the murders would turn out to be the least shocking detail of what she would tell investigators once she was transported to the police station for a more formal interview.
Oh, shit. They got her Burger King? What did they get her? What the hell did they get her? Yeah, I think that's Burger King. I know my fucking fast food, dog. I'm a vegan and I know my fast food. This is beautiful.
Can you grab the cutters?
Yep.
Despite the seriousness of her circumstances,
Oh, it's McDonald's.
Cassie
Never
doesn't
mind.
seem too worried while waiting for police
Ew.
to come back with a tool
Ew.
to remove the flexicuffs
Ew.
around her arms.
Guys, you get taken to the police station. What food are you requesting? You're being taken in for an interview. You're in the position of this person. Maybe you didn't beat your grandmama to death, but you did some devious shit, right? And they're like, "Oh, can we get you anything?" Because they try to butter you up before they get you to talk, because that's normal.
Stab me.
Yeah.
What are you asking for?
Just did already.
Okay.
You feel better?
Yes. Thank you.
With that handled, the investigators settled down to eat with Cassie.
I don't even know what
It's
I'd ask for.
unusual that
It would
everyone
depend
is
on the
eating
day.
together and an out-of-the-box approach. Though likely a non-standard, it's a very interesting tactic to establishing rapport.
Because
It
she's
plays
17,
into the natural
though, I feel like,
association
again,
to
that
relax
kinda
while
works.
eating, and will likely be very effective. As the group eats, the investigators set about getting to know Cassie better.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying you're in this situation and like you can't get out of it. What are you
What's up
eating?
with that stuff?
Mm,
Is it kung fu? Is that what it's called?
well, I did this martial arts called Tang Sudo for 6 years, and that's South Korean. And then I grew out of that, and then I found Shaolin Gong Fu, which is basically Kung Fu, but that's what they call it in Chinese. And so I started doing that, and I've been doing that for 4 or 5 years.
I actually heard you're pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'll go to
I was
tournaments.
confident.
Yeah, I mean, I go to tournaments all the time.
This is
I've
an
been hanging out with
interesting
this guy
tactic,
for a
dude.
month.
Like, they already said that it's
Last
kind of different, but
Wendy
like,
and
this is
Randall made the
definitely
trip to
different.
China
Like, yeah, let's
possible
just
for
all have
Cassie.
food.
According to
Let's
friends
all
and
just
family,
snack.
they hope that this trip, along with
To be
a
fair, she's
subsequent
been in the
visit to
hospital,
Disney
so
World,
her
would
food
help
has
Cassie
been
get a fresh
disgusting,
start
probably.
after moving
Fucking
in with
hospital
them.
food is gross as
But
hell.
even this
Except the
generosity
pudding.
wasn't enough to protect them
Except
from her
the
wrath.
pudding.
Did you go?
Everything else
did
is
you
poo doo
graduate high
doo. And
school,
Kool-Aid
or-
if they have
No.
Kool-Aid.
Actually,
Kool-Aid's
only-
always okay.
Still do.
Okay.
At Duluth?
No, I do online now. K-12 International.
Or like some hospitals don't do Kool-Aid, they do
in 2015.
like Gatorade, or they do depending on like your actual situation.
that was
Sometimes
around
they
the time
do
where,
oh,
like,
what's it called? The
all
orange
stuff
space
was
stuff.
happening with my
The orange
parents and
space stuff.
And I started getting scared going to
Oh,
school
what
because
is the
my
name of the
stepdad would, like,
orange
come on
space drink?
campus, looking around the whole campus just to find me.
My
She's
grandmother
going
used
in
to always
classrooms
have it
and
in the
stuff,
fucking
so I had to
cabinet.
get, like, a
Tang.
restraining order.
Tang.
Well, I don't want kind of to make
Hell
you
yeah,
upset
dog.
or make you relive anything, but I just got some follow-up questions I'd like to ask you. Do you remember when you read your rights and all that?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you understand all them?
yeah.
Cassie has
See,
read
that's
her
where I haven't
rights,
it. I
and
don't
then the
know.
police
She's
got down to
17, so
business.
technically
They started
you
things
kinda
off
ask
easy
her
by asking
questions,
about
and it's
Johnny,
fine, but-
likely trying to get a feel for the relationship at the heart of such terrible violence.
You and Johnny pretty tight? Did you have feelings for him, or just kind of a boyfriend type thing, or?
I have feelings.
Yeah.
I still have feelings for him.
I gotcha.
I care about him.
I guess I'm gonna ask a corny question: is it love or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what he told me. After Ty B, we went to Atlanta, and we were on like this. I don't know. It was like this parking lot.
God,
thing,
I'm
and we
so
got to see
excited
the
for the new
whole
fucking
city.
Fallout show. I
And
can't, bro.
He told me that when we
I
were sitting up
fucking
there,
can't.
that like for a second
I wanna
he
just
looked at
fast
me and I
forward to
looked
when
at
it
him,
when it
and he
airs.
told me that all he could see was just me and then purple around me, and he said like purple is like a sign of love, and he said like ever since then like. It was,
Also,
like,
wait,
love at first sight.
little freaky deaky. What was the
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. So
Is he-
he's
is-
sensitive to
17 and
regards
I don't
all
know,
that stuff,
17 and
so.
19 is
Is he,
still.
like, is he doing okay?
That's
No, he's
fine
fine.
technically,
Yeah,
but
he's-
like I don't know.
He actually is better off than you.
Fuck,
Weren't
fuck,
that
fuck,
deep,
yeah.
So he did.
You said Vault Dweller, and I immediately, my brain was like, oh
Man, I
yeah,
could've
that shit
sworn
gonna
it was
happen.
worse than me, because I remember when we were in the bathroom, because he did it with me too. He kept going, and I kept telling him to stop. So
Yeah, his maybe this tougher skin. I don't really know.
Okay.
At this point, it was time for the police to
I
ask
thought she
Cassie
seems
some
pretty
harder
unbothered.
questions.
Like, her fucking
Regardless
demeanor
of
is
her
very
forthright
much
demeanor,
just, yeah, how are you
police
eating?
already knew from what
Yeah,
they found in the
I
house
love that.
Cassie was keeping some of her more callous actions to herself. They just had to get her to admit it. As she tells her story again in the interrogation room, there are key changes and omissions from the one she told while at the hospital, leaving the officers the task of piecing together the horrific truth.
The plan was that we were both gonna get both of our families, but first we got my grandparents. Then that's why we went over to Johnny's house, and we attacked his sister and her boyfriend because he wanted to kill his family.
Okay.
So that's like, we stayed in town for a couple days because, you know, we wanted to get some money, we wanted to get ready to leave, and then that plan just going over to his house kind of just like, it didn't work out at all. It went downhill from there.
The plan had been to take out Johnny's
Jesus
family
Christ.
members one by one.
God damn.
But the plan was obliterated from the get-go
so
because
fucking,
Mindy's
like,
boyfriend
it's
was
just
present
like normal
when they arrived.
conversation.
When Johnny's mother
freaking me
showed
out,
before
dude.
Mindy and Kevin had been subdued,
That's freaking
Johnny
me out.
and Cassie abandoned the
She's like,
savage
yeah, so we
attempt.
murdered my grandparents, and
Clearly,
we
the
wanted
assault
to
that
murder
had
his
kicked off the
family, but like, it
investigation in the
didn't go
first
as
place
planned.
wasn't an assault at
things
all,
happen.
but rather
What?
attempted
You
murder.
huh?
That was Johnny's idea, because then that's the reason why he asked me if I wanted to kill my grandparents, because he wanted to already kill his family.
So they wanted to, I'm assuming they wanted to kill Grandma, Grandpa, then they wanted to kill family members, and then
Despite
they were just going to
Johnny's
kill
questionable
themselves.
aspirations, Cassie didn't say that any of this struck her as a bad idea. In fact, it seems likely that Cassie and Johnny were a dangerous mix of two antisocial
I was
personalities.
going to say, because she's into it,
They
bro.
seemed to fuel each other's anger. Had they not joined forces, it's very possible that individually they wouldn't have been able to go through with the plan. But they were both willing to do the unthinkable together, becoming the ultimate toxic personality mix.
So I guess let's start from scratch about what happened, starting from when you ran away. I guess is that the 31st? Do you remember, or 28th or something like that?
I didn't really run away. My grandma like kicked me out.
Okay.
Cause like this is what happened. Like I was chilling with Johnny and my other friend Sabrina, and I came home because you know it was time for curfew. Because I didn't want to violate my probation, so I came home, and my grandpa was asleep.
I
and my
cannot
grandma
imagine being
got
on
really
probation
mad
at
me,
fucking
and she was,
17
like,
years
saying,
old.
Like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
if you don't like it here, you know, we're just gonna find somewhere else for
Zombie
you to
just
stay.
comes
She
here and
just said that
complains.
out of
It's
the
what you
blue.
do. It's fine.
Like she just
It's
got
really
really
fine.
mad for some reason, and so
It's
I was just like,
fine.
if you're gonna find
That's how
another
he
place
is. I'm
for me to
looking for
stay,
my
I'm just gonna
slime.
leave. I'm just gonna find somewhere else to go. So
Cassie goes a little bit deeper with the answer she gave in the hospital.
they kept bringing up stuff about my mom, and you know, like my grandma would keep saying like, oh, you know, I could easily just send you back to your mom's house, or you know,
That sucks
all
too.
this and
Not that it
and
justifies
just,
murder,
I don't
obviously,
know,
but
it
like
got to
that
a point
sucks.
where I couldn't take it anymore.
Despite Cassie claiming Wendy kicked her out, it sounds more like Wendy was expressing concern that Cassie was still struggling in her new situation. In fact, according to Chris Bjorge, the family had already agreed upon a solution.
So I spoke
shit.
to Cassie a couple times, and said, "Hey, kid, I don't know if you remember Uncle Chris or not. I held you a couple times when you were a baby. What's going on?" And she said, "Well, I got to get out of here. There's just so many things that are going on." And I said, "Okay, well, how about you come in and live with us?"
Chris and Cassie seemed friendly and agreeable to moving in with him and his wife in Florida.
Like she had
However,
family
he
that
shared
seemed to
that Wendy
care.
and
That's
Randall
the sad
did not
bit.
mention just
Not
how
everyone who has
dangerous her
absent
behavior
like
and
mothers
aggression
and or
towards
fathers
them
have
had
that,
become.
and it seems like
As
she
it
had
turned out,
that.
Cassie never did make it to Florida, instead running off with Johnny. And this wasn't the first time Cassie had run away from her grandparents. Wendy
what the
reported
hell?
Cassie missing once before when she disappeared with her ex-boyfriend Tyler and was gone for over a month.
Bro!
When Cassie took off again, this time with Johnny, Her grandparents might have expected a similar scenario to play out, ending
Bro,
with
Florida
Cassie's
seems exciting.
eventual return. For the next
Certain
few
parts of Florida
days,
seem
it
exciting.
did.
Fucking
Cassie
weird shit
lived with
happens,
Johnny
dude.
in his car, and it wasn't
Oh my
until
God,
one
it's
particular
poo-poo-doo-doo.
conversation that the dominoes of disaster started to fall.
So you, so I guess when do you decide to go back to your grandparents' house in the middle of the night?
What flavor?
It was like a couple days after.
I'm gonna make
like
biscuits
2 or
after
3
stream.
days.
I'm gonna make biscuits with
Do you remember
Sprite
Saturday,
hypnotic.
Sunday? Do you have an exact?
I don't really remember. Like I didn't really even know like
Possibly.
what day it was
Is it test?
that we went into the
Yo.
house.
And before you did that, did you and Johnny meet up somewhere at a park or something to talk about what's going on?
We went to Peace Ridge Park and we talked about it. At first, it wasn't my idea at first.
How did you even get? I guess what was said. How did you even bring up? What was the context?
He first asked me, "Are you afraid to die?"
What the fuck?
And I said no. And then I asked him, "Are you afraid to die?" And he said no. And he was just talking about
right now.
how we could like run away together, you know, that kind of like dream. And he asked me, he was like, "Would you kill your grandparents?" And I kind of like hesitated for a minute. And I was like, "Why?" And he was just like, "I don't know."
That shit ain't normal, brother, man.
He knows probably everything that I've been through with all of my
Oh,
family.
so that's why her
And
wrists and
he
arms are all,
understands
because
that,
that's
you know,
how she.
like,
Okay.
all
that
I
makes
really
sense.
wanted to do was just
My
kind of
brain
get
did not
away
piece
from
that together
everything
until
and
now.
just move on.
So
with
they
myself.
mutilated
Like, I wasn't
themselves trying
having
to
a good
off
relationship with
themselves
my
to a certain degree.
grandparents. Like
That's sad.
it started getting really bad. You know, like I got a charge from them because you know, like I fought them. You know, I might have broken like my grandpa's ribs when you know.
Damn, what the
For
fuck?
that charge for
Some people
simple
do not
assault and
deserve
simple battery,
grandparents.
you know?
Jesus Christ.
And
I
it
only
just,
had
like,
one
it
set of
just got
grandparents
really
my
worse.
entire life
Cassie
growing up
uses
because
the phrase
my
that you know
parents
a lot here,
my parents'
and it's a way
family
for her
my
to try to
parents are
convince
funky
them that
because
they should
my mom
understand
had
her actions.
extenuating
Was your
circumstances going on
mom-
with her family. So she only really knew my grandmother for obvious reasons and my one uncle, and that was really it. And then on my dad's side, his family just totally fucked off. They were borderline abusive to him, though. Like, they weren't borderline, they were abusive to him growing up. So, like, it's not bad that we disconnected from them, but at the same time, I never had more than one set of grandparents. I mean, at least I had them, but, like, bro, I couldn't imagine having, like, a loving extended family and still murdering them and, like, randomly attacking them. What the fuck? What
Ever part of
the
the plan?
hell?
Of killing them, I wanted to.
Was it something you and Johnny discussed, or is it something you
No.
just thought of?
Well, I mean, we did discuss it, but then Johnny was like, "No, we can't waste our time on them," and I was like, "Okay," but I wanted to.
Johnny kind of told you not to,
Yeah.
that it wouldn't be beneficial.
She's
Yeah,
just so fucking
because,
open
you
about
know,
everything.
I don't know what's really going on with my parents. You know, I mean, we drove over by their house the other day. They have new cars. You know, I don't know what guns they have in their house. You know, I don't really know what's going on inside their house. So, I mean, I don't know.
You didn't know what
You'd rather
you'd be
kill
met
your
with.
defenseless
Yeah,
fucking
Whereas your
grandparents.
grandparents, you knew it was kind of a safe bet.
With the victims chosen, all that remained
That's
was for
fucked up.
Cassie and Johnny to iron
That
out
is
the details of their
fucked
evil
up.
plan.
But how we started talking about it was like we started out like with, you know, what time should we go to the house? How are we gonna do this? You know, like what you know materials do we need to do this? So you know we started talking about that, and then so we decided to go around like midnight or 1:30 because my grandma normally went to sleep around like 11:30, 12. So we decided like we would park down the road, and then the park was literally like right behind my backyard.
That's fucked
so
up.
I unlocked the back
That is
door. I was able
so
to open
fucked
the back
up.
door a little bit and not have the stuff in front of the door fall and make a noise. So I was able to like maneuver in, and then I moved the stuff in front of the door, and then I got Johnny in, and then we closed the door and locked it.
And then would you guys kind of just hang out downstairs, or did you start moving upstairs? Or?
We went upstairs. We didn't immediately go upstairs. Like we went to the stairs and then we were like just listening, just hearing what was going on. And we thought everything was good, and then we went upstairs and.
Oh, did you guys have anything in your hands, or you just?
Yeah, I had what's it called? It's one of those car tool.
Is it to do a tire, or
Yeah,
is it to
tire
fix
iron.
it?
It was a tire iron. So I had one of those.
God
Where'd you get
damn,
that at?
she's so
Johnny's
open
car.
about
He had
everything.
one in his car.
His Honda.
Like, this is
or
just
whatever.
And Johnny just
unsettling
used
to
his
me
fist,
because she
and
just
he
doesn't give a
brought
fuck.
black foot
She's not
bag
even
that
faking.
had
She's
duct
like,
tape
yeah,
in
we
it,
wanted to kill.
and
We were like, you know what?
the
Fuck our
tire
family,
iron,
actually.
And it had gloves in it because we were also
And then we were
wearing
going to
gloves,
end
too.
ourselves after,
It
like,
seems
huh?
like Cassie
You
was
what?
taking orders from Johnny, suggesting that unlike his idol Clyde, he was the mastermind while Cassie provided the means to get in the home. Johnny likely knew how Cassie felt about her family situation and her dysfunctional home
That's fucked
environment,
up.
so he offered her a way out, a plan that may have sounded to Cassie like a solution to her suffering.
That's fucked up.
Who's first up the stairs? Is it you and he's kind of following you, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I go upstairs. He goes into my grandpa's room, and then I go into my grandma's room.
Mhm. Do you hear kind of what's going on over there, and
Yeah.
does that kind of cue you off to
Mhm.
with your grandmother there?
Yeah, he started going at it, and then I could hear my grandpa just yelling, them fighting, and then I started getting the rush, and then that's when I started hitting my grandma in the head.
So you took the tire iron. Is it just?
I started just beating her head with
God
Based on
damn.
Cassie's manner of
Bro,
speaking,
she don't
sounds
even
like
care.
a typical teenager. But at the same
It's a
time,
mixed
she's
truth
completely
serum.
emotionally
She
detached
just doesn't
from the
give a
incident
fuck.
and
She
from
does
her
not
horrific
give
actions,
zero fucks are given.
which some may
I love
point
how
out as
homeboy
being
is like, hey, I've already been
psychopathic.
in jail. Although at 19 he was married, divorced, and also had already been in jail once. How the fuck does that even happen, bro? Like, what the hell? But I love how homeboy was like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable talking without legal representation. Meanwhile, fucking
As for the crime scene itself,
she don't
there
give a
was
fuck.
no denying that the attack on Wendy
And
was
like she
brutal.
previously
Chris
been in the
Bjorge
court
once again
system for
offered
like
some insight
obviously
into what the
lesser
aftermath of the attack
situations,
was
but
like.
still,
When I
you'd
first
think
went to
she'd
Georgia,
know to like
the first
not
place that we
say
stopped was the
anything.
funeral home where they were. The funeral home worker said, "There's no way that we're going to let you see them. It's just way, way too bad."
Wendy and Randall were
that just
cremated
sucks,
as the state
man.
of their bodies was simply too
You don't
poor
even get
for
like one
restoration.
last fucking look
Chris
at
went on to
Aw.
talk about how sad it is that his parents only ever got to meet one of his children, and that his kids were
Aw.
robbed of the opportunity to have their grandparents.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
For now, Chris still keeps Wendy and Randall's ashes and says
Aw.
he may one day scatter them when he feels ready.
That's fair.
Back with Cassie, the police continued gathering details.
That's
Was that
fucked
the first
up,
hit?
though.
Yeah.
The back of the head.
Yeah, that's where I mainly hit her in the head. She
Huh?
bit me.
I think I took a picture of that yesterday, right?
Yeah, she bit me in my finger too, but I forgot which finger. It was on my right hand. I think it was either like my middle finger or it was that one.
And when you and your grandmother used to get into it, that's kind of how did she bite you before to
Yeah.
kind of get you off or whatnot?
Jeez.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
bitten me before.
And when
What
do you
the
meet back
fuck?
up with Johnny? Do you leave your grandmother there, or kind of what happens?
So I started hitting my grandma, and I already had duct tape, and then Johnny's doing his thing, and
Bubbles.
I
Bubbles
stopped
in
hearing
the
Johnny
slime.
doing whatever. So he comes in the room with me and my grandma, and he helps me like tie up my grandma with the duct tape.
How did you do that? Is it just her hands, or
I got her hands, I got her whole head, and then I got her ankles.
okay, with her hands? I guess
It was behind her back.
so it's like just like this.
Yeah.
Okay. What about anything on her head or neck, or did you?
Yeah, we kind of like wrapped the duct tape around her head, ish, and then that was it.
What was that for?
Just so then she kept it on.
Oh, okay.
I just cut it.
And you said her ankles too?
hmm
And Johnny helped you tie her up?
Yeah, I mean, I mostly did it, but I needed like a little bit of help because she was like, moving around and stuff, and so he helped me a little bit, and then he went back into
So
my
she
grandma's
like
room.
bled out apparently.
It shows a profound
That's
lack of
fucked
empathy
up.
that Cassie was able to
So she-
continue on with the act.
So it sounds like she wasn't actually like dead or passed out or anything after she got beat in the head. She fought. Grandmama fought for her fucking life. This is so sad.
Despite her grandmother still being alive.
Bro.
At the hospital, Cassie had shared some additional disturbing details about the attack.
What did Johnny do to your grandpa?
Beat him.
With his fists?
Police found bloody handprints on the wall above the bed and footprints on the
God
sheets,
damn,
suggesting
look at
that
all
when
that
Johnny
splatter.
decided his fists weren't strong enough, he resorted to stomping on Randall.
Holy
What else?
fuck.
He got a knife. a big kitchen knife.
How angry
and
do you have to be,
stabbed him.
man?
And
To beat up an
slammed him.
elderly person and then
Kevin made him
fucking
bleed
stab
out
them
in
and
front
beat
of
their,
my
like, oh
grandma
my
because
god.
we dragged my grandma into the room because my grandma was sleeping in the other room.
Well, she had duct tape behind her back.
Yeah, he duct taped her too. Yeah, so Johnny started beating my grandpa and I started beating my grandma. I could just hear like the blood, you know, just gushing and I could just hear my grandpa in pain. And then I was fighting with my grandma. Like I wasn't saying, she didn't know it was us because we were masked up, you know.
You had masks on?
Yeah, like, well, not masks technically. They were just kind of like t-shirts and just, you know, tied around. So, you know, it was sort of like a mask.
Your grandmother never said your name.
No, she didn't know it was us.
You swear that to me?
She didn't know. I swear. She didn't know it was us. She had no idea.
A short time later, however,
Look at the
Cassie
smile on his... I can't get over that. I cannot get over that. This is after he's been to the hospital and, like, bandaged and... Oh, my God. This man beat a grandpapa to death. Like, through multiple means with his fists, with his feet, and then he went and got a knife. Like, he was not done. What? How are you doing, editor? Look at the smile! He has done things!
slips up and admits that she and Johnny spoke during the attack.
Oh,
Therefore, there's
shit.
little doubt that Wendy and Randall knew exactly who caused their suffering.
Yeah, I was
Just
gonna
a few
say, if
moments
you were...
later, she makes another serious mistake.
He picked out which knife he wanted.
Which one?
It's the sharpest one. It's like the biggest one. And then he started using it on my grandpa. And then he slit his throat.
Pause there. You said we started using it on my grandpa.
Oh, him. Sorry, it was him. I didn't touch my grandpa. I didn't use the knife on my grandpa. That was all Johnny. I couldn't have done that. So he was the one who did it.
Back in the
Dude,
interrogation
the blood
room, it
splatters
seems that Cassie has
everywhere.
ironed
That
out more of
fucking
the
man got
details of her
beat so
story,
hard.
with some noticeable
So
changes.
hard.
She doesn't mention masks, and she doesn't mention not talking.
What were you doing when you went
This is
back in your
true.
grandpa's
Also,
room?
back to normal.
Grandma, and then
Just came in to say I replaced the
and then
pronoun
I
picker with a
dragged
new
her
bot that I'm
into
slowly
my
pushing all the
grandpa's
Dinobot
room,
stuff
and
for Viking.
Johnny asked me to go
Yeah,
get
with
some
everything
knives.
without a subscription,
So I
I'll be
got
getting
some
rid of
knives
Dinobot.
from
Okay.
downstairs in the
You know, you have
kitchen,
full
and I
control
got
over that. I just
two
wanted, you
big
know what, how I
butcher
wanted it
knives.
revamped.
And then that's when he started like stabbing my grandpa. Because then I went back upstairs because I dragged my grandma into my grandpa's room, so they were both in there. And then I asked her for the code to her safe because I already knew that she had a safe in her closet. I just didn't know it was in the safe. So I mean,
Did she tell you?
yeah, I mean, like she kept saying like, "I'll give you money, I'll give you my keys, you know." I'll
Yeah,
give you
but
anything you want.
the minute that she spoke, you know that both the grandmother and grandfather knew it was her. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they were trying to disguise their voices. It's not like they can really change their size. They were just wearing, like, a half-ass mask.
But
That's
yeah,
so
she
sad.
just kept
Was she
saying-
able to talk with the duct tape around her face?
Yeah, like she was like mumbling. You could still understand her, but like at the same time you couldn't.
Cassie basically described how her grandmother pleaded for her life.
Jesus Christ.
This sort of scenario could
Oh
elicit
my
emotion
God,
from even the
man,
most
this is fucked
psychopathic
up.
of murderers, particularly since it was coming from the psychopath's own grandmother. Still, Cassie continued on with the act.
hell?
When Johnny's stabbing your grandfather, is it mainly in the torso or? Okay.
Yeah, he just, I don't know why he did that, but he just kept going.
How many times? More than two? More
Yeah,
five?
more than 5.
Okay.
It was more than 5.
While she was still in the hospital, Cassie revealed yet another twisted element
Oh,
to the
God,
attack,
what the fuck
having
now?
to do with why she dragged Wendy into her grandfather's
So that
room.
way he could see
Why
her,
did you drag her in?
or
Why would
she
you
could
do
see
that?
him.
Make me understand that. Why would you drag?
Did she not give you the code? Is that why you did it?
No,
When did she give you the code? At what point did she give you the code?
she gave me the code after I dragged her into the room.
So you did it so that she would tell you, know that you were serious.
Yeah.
Forcing Wendy to watch her husband's brutal
What the
murder
hell,
is
Hypnotic?
torturous. But even with that, there was more to Cassie's confession that came out at the police station.
So she told us the code, and I went in the closet because that's where they kept the safe. So I go in there, I'm checking out all the stuff, and I grab the book bag and I just start stuffing the book bag with everything. Like there was envelopes just filled with money. There was probably about like $1,000 that we found in that safe that they were just saving. And
Did you know about that money, or you just said no?
Well, my grandma, it was kind of weird. Like, she was kind of giving me, like, an idea about it before. Like, she was saying, what if I just gave you $1,000? Would that just make the world a better place? I'm just like, no, I don't want $1,000, you know? So, you know, she kept saying that, and then, like, when I saw it, I was just like, wow, she actually had $1,000 under it. Like, that's crazy.
That's fucked
Cassie's
up.
tone here is an
Holy
indication of her
shit.
immaturity, as she likely doesn't realize that $1,000 won't get her and Johnny very far if they're planning to run away, especially once Cassie reveals they failed to manage their funds.
You got $1,000 in cash. Did you spend it all, or do you have it all?
We spent it all.
Okay.
On food, money, weed.
And the money you were gonna potentially get from Johnny's family was gonna be what you were gonna start new with?
Yeah.
Where were you gonna go afterwards?
We were gonna go, like,
What the fuck?
Okay.
Food, money, and weed. Let's go.
Maybe like Pensacola, Panama City, just somewhere, you know, where we could just like escape.
Pensacola was only a few hundred miles away and doesn't seem like a very far way to run after a crime so heinous. Apparently, though, the aspirational Bonnie and Clyde thought the distance would be sufficient. You may remember that Chris Bjorge, whom Cassie was supposed to go live with, also lived in Florida. Police questioned if he was next on the couple's hit list, but it didn't appear that they had any plans to target him or
So it
even
was only
visit
what,
his
like
area.
immediate
So
family?
you guys put that stuff in a bag, and then basically Johnny's
Because
in
she
in
lived,
your grandma's room.
she lived with her
your
grandma and grandpa,
and
so
your
that was
grandma in the
immediate to
room.
her. And
You
then
come
I'm
back in there,
assuming
say,
that was
"Hey,
the
I
same
got this
case
stuff,"
with
or- Okay.
Johnny's
Yeah, I go
family
back into
because
the
it was
room,
Johnny's
and I tell him that I
sister
got
and
the
I think
stuff,
mother.
And after that, he slits my grandpa's throat, and then we drag my grandma into the bathroom.
What was the reason for that? Just to bring her to the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't know why we brought her back into the bathroom. I guess we didn't want to bring her into the bedroom.
Okay.
So we just brought her into the bathroom. And then Johnny slit her throat too.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually hit her in the back of the head with the tire iron. Well, not the back of the head, but like right where your spine is. Because he was telling me, he was like, if you hit right there, like just one like good hit, you can just knock the person out and then they'll be dead. Mm-hmm. And she was like pretending to be dead for a while. Like I would, you know, check up on her and I would see that she was still breathing.
Oh my god, that fucking sucks. Your grandmother was fighting for her life, man. How long did she suffer before she died? I was hoping that at least she died fast. You know what I mean? It sucks when people are murdered, but at the same time, I hope they don't suffer.
Because what exactly did Cassie expect? Her grandmother not to be scared in her last moments as she's being brutally attacked. Once again, Cassie's emotional hospital interview revealed something intriguing.
Oh my god.
He was the one who like ended it for both of them because I couldn't do it. I couldn't. He kept he had knives too. Like he slit both of their necks, and I couldn't do it. So he did it because I couldn't. She was staying strong for a while, like she was pretending to be dead, but we could see that she was still breathing. She did that for a while, and then Johnny knocked her out in the back, a pressure point, right where your spine is.
So you said the last blow though
was just the last hit,
last hit with the tire iron. Mm-hmm. And who did that? You were Johnny.
Johnny
had her throat already been slit.
And then after he did that, then he slit her throat.
Wendy's body was retrieved from the bathroom, along with one of the knives, pieces of duct tape used to restrain her.
It's the fact that she's just telling just it's a normal story. It's just any day.
Was made on the same day that she was murdered by the very girl she was trying to protect.
That's
but perhaps the most sorrowful detail came from Chris's recollection of the Bjorge house after the crime.
They loved Cassie. They adored her. When we got to the house after all this happened, the house was still wreck. There was the smell of decay, the smell of weed. It was awful going there. And everywhere you looked, there was pictures of Cassie. They absolutely loved her.
That fucking
The investigators,
sucks.
however, had to
how
keep
do you
digging
deal
into
as
Cassie's
the immediate
tale.
family in this situation,
what was
man?
going on in your head? I mean, was it like you said, the rush where it's go time? I just need to do what the fuck we came here to do, or was it like fuck them? They gave me curfew. They deserved it.
It was
let's get this shit going.
It's both.
Both.
Honestly, I stopped doing kung fu for a while just because my mind wasn't there. Mm-hmm. All of my feelings were and my emotions were all over the place, and I wasn't able to focus. So that really affected, you know, my kung fu. But when I was there, you know, like, I don't know, like, just all of my emotions kind of just, like, came out when it was happening. Like, I was just angry and I was sad, but I was heartbroken at the same time, you know, because it was just like, you know, why did all of this stuff have to, you know, happen with my family, you know? Like, why did I have to deal with all this bullshit, you know? And I just kind of really got tired of it, and I couldn't handle it anymore. Like, I just kept exploding inside almost. Like, I wanted to just run away.
Like, why the fuck
and
didn't you just? Well,
be
I know
by
why, because
myself
she
with
didn't have the
someone,
means
you
to
know,
actually
and
run
just
away. She wouldn't
start
make it
my
very
life.
far.
Like, I was just tired of
Like, if she had a way to
You
get
had on that were your
the.
biggest hurdles?
Yeah.
Is that how you saw them as your biggest hurdles to being with
Oh,
Johnny?
edgy.
No,
If she had a
they
way
were
to
my
get the
biggest
code to the
hurdle
safe,
because
then
of
her
probation.
grandparents might have lived.
If I didn't get probation,
And
like,
if her
I
boyfriend didn't
wouldn't-
egg her on, because
I
you know they
wouldn't be
both
in
fed
this-
into it.
I don't know, like,
With the whole
probation
Bonnie and
kinda
Clyde
really
bullshit.
messed me up because, you know, I was gonna get a job, you know, I was gonna, like, start getting money, just, you know, starting my life, and then once I got probation, it kind of just, like, really messed up everything, you know?
As Cassie attempted to explain her motive, things started to make less sense. It's hard to imagine a double homicide leading to the start of a good life. Additionally,
what the
Cassie
fuck?
mentioned
She
several
could have
times that
worked
she
through
wanted
her,
to get
like, she
away
could
from her
have-
family.
She
but
had
never
family
explains
supporting her.
why
She
she
could have
needed
made
to
it through
murder them in order
probation
to
and then
accomplish
still done
this.
something.
She
Whether it
could
be
have
hobby
easily
stuff that made her
disappeared with
happy,
Johnny
or
to
get a
another
job,
city or
or try to
state.
build that job
What
into a
was
career.
likely
She could
stopping
have
her
done
was
this.
money, or lack thereof. She makes
Yeah,
it
like
sound
I was
like her
saying.
grandparents were a barrier, stopping her from getting away once and for all.
They
But
seemed
really,
very
it seems that
supportive,
Cassie
dog.
needed to kill them in order to get the cash she suspected they had in the safe.
Obviously, when you guys were done with everything, you had some blood on you, I bet.
Yeah, I had some blood on my face.
Okay. Did you change clothes?
Yeah.
Were you in the house when you changed your clothes?
Yes.
You had extra clothes because you lived there.
Yeah.
And what about Johnny? Did Johnny have to change clothes?
Yes.
Or what'd you guys do with those clothes?
We put them in a trash bag, and I think we left the trash bag in my grandpa's car.
Okay.
With the knives that he used.
God
it was all in, like,
damn.
one trash bag.
I mean, then did you guys pretty much just leave the upstairs, or?
Yeah, well, after that, then we closed the doors, and then we were just checking around, seeing if everything was okay, and then I started grabbing my clothes and start stuffing bags with my clothes, and then Johnny's, you know, walking around doing his thing, checking to make sure that they were
Doing
both
his
dead,
thing, you
and
know, his
checking to make
normal
sure
after
we,
murder
didn't
things.
forget anything. Then we left, and then we came back to the house.
When you guys left, where'd you guys go to?
We went over to, like, Kroger or
Yeah.
Publix to go get some
You know what I
candy,
mean, though.
and then
That's
we
the
went
whole
back to
thing.
the
That's the
house, and
energy
we
they
just
were
kinda, like,
going off
chilled
of.
there.
Or that's what they were
right.
trying to go
They
off of.
chilled there with the bodies of her grandparents nearby while they ate.
I need to move the
Typically, if a person can eat after committing such a horrific act, it's an indication of a lack of remorse.
Yeah, if this entire
and a total
fucking
emotional
retelling of the
disconnect from
story
the
doesn't
victims.
prove that there's some type of
Something
emotional
Cassie
disconnect
didn't
or
mention
something
was
wrong
that
in
they
the head.
abandoned Johnny's car outside the
What the
grocery
hell?
store they visited and switched to driving Randall's car.
Isn't that
But
more
she's
sus?
still withholding
Isn't that
a
more
few
sus, though?
despicable secrets.
When you guys
They
were,
fucked up
I
then.
guess,
Yeah, they
together
did.
for the 2, 3,
I mean, they were
however
caught,
many
so they
days,
definitely fucked up.
at the house. When you guys left, did you go to make any purchases to buy some new clothes using credit cards or anything? Because we
Yeah.
got receipts in that. So do you remember whose credit card you used?
It was my grandma's credit card.
In reality, Cassie and Johnny were in the house with the bodies for a week.
What about men? They carry wallets. You take grandpa's wallet?
I couldn't find his wallet, so I had no idea where his wallet was. So I just had my grandma's wallet in her purse.
He hid it underneath his bed. He found his wallet.
Oh,
Smart guy, because we almost didn't find it
His
either.
wallet and his cell phone were under his bed.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess that's where he started hiding it.
It's eerie how this makes Cassie laugh. Her jovial reaction and laughter
Jesus
are indications
Christ.
that this was
That's
all a
so
game.
fucked up.
Like someone
Oh
solved
my
a riddle
God,
for her
that's
and
so
she
fucked
found
up.
it amusing.
That was itching her
Cassie
brain, and
also
she was just
admitted
like,
that she
"Oh
first
shit,
took
we
Wendy's
didn't think to
phone
look
during
there."
the attack to
What?
prevent her from calling for help.
What?
She also confessed to impersonating Wendy when concerned family members reached out.
Now, when family from California was trying to contact your grandma, tell me about that.
I took her phone.
And
I told them that everything was okay.
you did. You sent the message?
Yeah, I was texting her. There was there's other people too.
What do you mean other people? Like other friends of theirs trying to reach out?
Yeah.
You texted all those people also?
No, I just texted Sylvia.
What did you text?
Everything's okay. Don't worry. I'm fine.
That's probably the
And
worst
then they
fucking
started
message.
freaking
I was
out,
gonna
like, they were
say,
just leaving me, like,
that would be the
CDs.
worst thing to
And
fucking
a couple other
get
people-
texted back. You imagine one of your loved ones just all of a sudden goes fucking radio silent, and you hit them up. They're not picking up their phone. Again, they're like, you haven't seen them anywhere. You maybe even stop by their house, knock on the door a few times. No one answers. Car might not even be in the driveway because they mentioned taking the car. So car might not even be like actively in the driveway, and then you text them and you get a text back that everything's okay, don't worry, and it's like, oh my god. What?
I don't know.
That would make me worry even more. Like, bitch, FaceTime
"Hey, I
right
hope you're
now.
Okay, blah blah blah. I didn't even open the text. Like, I just sort of just read them and then just ignored them.
Police had acquired some other shocking evidence, and it was time for them to reveal what they knew.
Did you guys ever chill with anyone during that week at all, or no?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
we chilled with some of his
I don't think
friends,
that
some of
it
my
was
friends,
smelt
and
from the
kind of a
actual
mixture
porch.
of both of our friends.
Yeah.
Because we sort of had like the same friends-ish. Like, yeah, we were just chilling with them. You know, we would just go meet up with them. We would never have anyone come over to the house. We were just like, that's a no. That's a big no-no.
This is a lie, and the truth, when revealed, is even more horrific than you can imagine. The investigators would revisit the question of Cassie's interactions with her friends that week. For the time being, they learned that Cassie even went to her martial arts class just like normal that week and slept in the TV room downstairs to stay away from the decaying bodies of her grandparents.
Did you do anything to the doors, or?
Johnny did. He glued the doors.
Okay.
He went in my garage and found the, what's it called? I don't know.
Caulk.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
he
you
did
said
that.
cock.
The point of that is what? Just.
He just did that. He just decided to do that. He didn't tell me. I just watched him and I was just like, okay.
Once again, Cassie isn't telling the full truth here, holding back the disturbing reason why Johnny caulked the doors closed. Investigators will push her for that final damning information soon enough.
Was there like ever a snapping point, or I mean, do you feel bad about what happened? Do you think she deserves what happened, or what?
Why are you so
how are you
mean,
feeling right
Hypnotic?
now? I'm not in your shoes, you
With my
know.
What the
grandparents?
hell?
I mean, I feel terrible. I mean, I feel like the worst person on the planet, but at the same time, it was kind of just like, I don't know. I mean, I feel heartbroken, but I don't know. It's really weird. Like, I'm really sad about it because, you know, like, there was so much stuff going on between me and my grandparents already. Like, I couldn't handle it anymore, you know?
Like you said with his follow-up question, though, I mean, did they deserve it? Did Grandma deserve it? Did Grandpa deserve it? Or was it kind of just more getting away from your own family?
It was more kind of just getting away.
You don't think that Grandma did anything?
I mean, I was pretty pissed at her for, you know, the couple times that, you know, like, she would call the cops on me for, you know, no reason sometimes, or, like, a lot of the stuff that she would say would be really offensive because it would be about my mom.
As you remember, Cassie wanted to include her mother in the string of murders she and Johnny planned to
Jesus
commit.
Christ.
So it doesn't really
What?
track that she would be so offended by her grandmother's remarks. Regardless, Cassie clearly demonstrates that she had some built-up anger toward her grandmother, but it's still unclear what she thought her grandfather did to be subjected to such an awful murder.
Who did you have a more contentious relationship with? Who was the one you were butting heads with all the time?
My grandma.
Your grandma more so than your grandpa?
Yeah, I couldn't talk to my grandpa. I did not have a real good relationship with
I
him.
mean, I
Like,
guess it
you know,
makes sense.
before we did,
But that's
but then I don't know, like, I wasn't able to talk to him.
A person who was truly traumatized by the event would struggle to verbalize or even think about the story. The memories
Again,
of
her
what
entire
occurred would be
fucking
far
behavior
too
is just
painful to
terrifying.
cope with for any typical
She
individual.
don't give a fuck, man.
Cassie speaks very matter-of-factly, as if killing her grandparents was the same as committing any other minor violation of the law. Despite recalling her horrific actions, Cassie remains unruffled while the officers take a quick break.
What the fuck?
But her attitude is finally about to change. Instead of questioning her story further, the investigators decided to confront Cassie with evidence of exactly what she'd been trying to hide from them.
Hey, do me a favor. You gotta take a look at that. That's you and him, right? Is that at your grandparents' house? It sure looks like the living room of your grandparents' house.
How
Did
would
they
that be
take a video?
possible?
Who's taking that?
That couldn't be at my grandparents' house. There was no one at my grandparents' house, so that could have been at my grandparents' house.
Well, I mean, I didn't shit this out. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Who, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let me watch it again. That must have been before.
This is the video police just showed Cassie, which seemed to elicit her first emotional reaction in her second interrogation so far. The question is why?
People have to say about you, like, I don't listen to people, like, I love you. You kick ass.
Who's over there?
That might have been like
But your grandparents didn't like Johnny, so when was he at your house much?
he didn't go to my house at all. Like, I mean, that couldn't have been at my house. That had to be in someone else's house because we had no one at my house. It was just me and Johnny.
I mean, you've been honest with me. I saw that, and obviously I've been at your grandparents' house. You know what your grandparents' house looks like, and just even the stuff said almost seems after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Johnny wasn't allowed at the house at all, as Wendy and Randall considered him a bad influence
Grandmama
on
and
Cassie.
Grandpapa said no.
Rightfully so. While it was possible
Not at
that
our
Johnny had
house.
snuck inside for a visit, the investigators suspected a far more sinister explanation. Cassie is left alone for just a few moments before the investigators return to drop another bomb.
Hey, Cassie, who's Sunshine?
Sunshine?
Uh-huh.
She's one of my friends.
Was she at your grandparents' house?
She's been there before.
Was she there during when you guys were hanging out there? You sure? Or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember having anyone over at my house.
Just as Cassie had been holding back
Oh my
key parts of
God.
the story,
They have
the
like a house
investigators
party or
hadn't told
some
her
shit.
outright that they already know what she's been trying to hide, or that they'd already been in touch with some of her friends, including Sunshine, who was able to confirm the final shocking piece of the puzzle.
Did you ever hang out with Cassie at her grandparents' house?
Yes.
You probably already know where I'm getting with this.
Yes, I was inside the house while they were dead. I didn't know that they were dead.
No. Yeah, that's understandable. Just, I guess let's back up then. When, because that's the main thing, obviously I'm curious.
I don't know when exactly it was, but they had been inside the house for a while because you could smell it once you walked inside the house.
Now you're saying it
Bro,
smells like
what
shit.
the
What
fuck?
is it?
I didn't think anything of it because...
Did you ever ask him, like, why does it...
I did, and Johnny said that it was just because he hadn't flushed the toilet.
The police left
What
Cassie
the fuck?
alone for a short time again, and this time
That's
she appeared to
fucked up.
show some real emotion. It was short-lived, however, as the police soon returned, armed with Sunshine's story, to confront Cassie again.
We got a problem, man. I mean, as you know, I'm a cool dude. So is she, okay? I've been doing this.
She's
longer
also
than
a
you've been
cool
alive,
dude.
Okay.
Shit.
I'm a no bullshitter. I don't know what those DA investigators, I don't know what type of, how many times they talked to you or that. We're different in that aspect, okay? I'm cool as shit with you if you're cool as shit with me. But once lying and stuff like that starts, I have a problem. I believe that there were people at that house, okay?
If it was probably only Sunshine.
I mean, I just want no if or anything like that. Unfortunately, you're in this, okay? There's no saving face right now.
So a lot of this was on the news, okay, as you could imagine. So he's been getting phone calls about you inviting people over to your house. So who was there?
The only person who I can think of would be Sunshine.
Mandatory bald spot.
While it might be true
fucked
that
up.
they were the only visitors,
It's fucked up.
multiple friends and acquaintances of Cassie told police that they'd received invitations to the
Jesus
house that
Christ.
week. They all turned her down for various reasons. If Cassie had it her way, there would have been far more visitors.
That's
so
terrifying.
for all these people to be inside your house, we're going to both have to assume that it was after you guys killed your grandparents.
I'll be straight up, dude. We heard about a conversation that took place inside there where someone was bitching about the smell. And Johnny's like, no, dude, it's just sewage. There's a sewage problem upstairs. Is this not?
That never came up.
Now, that could be rumors. You know, when kids talk, rumors.
That never was
Hey,
a
Moon, what's up?
conversation that came up. The only people who came over to the house
I'm
was
watching true
Sunshine.
crime
So they did come over to the house after you killed your
on
grandparents.
stream.
Yeah, I mean, all of it was like one big rush. You know, I don't remember what day they came over, but
I'm not asking for a day. I'm just asking for in 7 days after you guys killed your grandparents and before you went to go attack Johnny's family.
yeah,
Sunshine and Alex were at your house.
yes.
Cassie's story was changing consistently. As if what Cassie had shared already isn't shocking enough, officers also found recordings of Cassie and Johnny being intimate, filmed inside the house after her grandparents were killed. Finally, the last of Cassie's cruelty was about to be revealed.
Johnny, you said glues and what we know to be cocks the doors. Was that immediately after, or was that before people came over?
That was before people came over.
Okay, so
I even poured bleach on them before he
you
did
poured
that to
bleach
the
on
door.
Grandma and Grandpa,
Yeah,
and you left one of the bleach bottles in the bathroom next to Grandma.
yeah.
Why did you pour bleach on them?
Johnny told me to.
For the smell? When did you pour the bleach on them?
Jesus.
It was like a couple days after.
Damn right.
It was
That's
like
not the
before
place
we
to
left
fuck.
The house to go
What the
tell
hell?
attention. We did it before anyone came over to the house.
With that, the awful truth is at last exposed. Before taking Cassie for fingerprints and photographs, the investigators leave her with some parting thoughts.
Okay, let me ask you this then. You literally have showed no emotion towards your grandparents, and I don't have a problem. Like, I don't know the life that you were having, and I guess I can kind of understand that you want
I can't get over the fact that Grandma looks so happy and just like fucking stereotypical fucking grandmama, right? And then Grandpapa, he has been through things, man. Just the look in his eyes.
that part of your life and start over again, okay? But why are you showing emotion with when I brought up Sunshine? What the hell is this chick? You know what I'm saying?
She's just a close friend. She was there most of the time when I was going through the stuff with my parents.
Anything else? It only seems that you're sorry you got caught that you had people over after.
Jesus Christ.
You don't seem to be sorry that you killed
Oh
your
my
grandparents.
God.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Knock if you need anything.
Damn.
Cassie was able to remain mostly void of any extreme emotions for nearly 2 hours as she talked with the investigators. However, now the consequences of what she did may be sinking in.
Jesus.
Her distress didn't last long, though. Her behavior just a short while later indicates exactly how seriously she takes her actions.
Aww. What the fuck? What the hell? What the fuck? Bro, I can't. I fucking can't, man. This bitch bored.
By the time the case
She
came to
did
court,
double
the wannabe
murder
outlaw
or took
couple
part
were
in
not
double
as
murder,
close as they
and
once
she's
were.
fucking bored.
Johnny and Cassie reportedly
Holy
broke
shit.
up, and each blamed the other for the crime. Eventually, they both pled guilty to charges of murder, aggravated assault, and theft.
Oh, where
They
did
were
his
both
smile
given 2
go?
life
He was so
sentences plus
happy.
21 years, and will be eligible for parole after 60
Oh
years.
my God.
Before being escorted from the courtroom, Johnny read a prepared statement apologizing for his actions. His former friend Jake speculated that if he hadn't met Cassie, he wouldn't have gone down such a dark path
No, I
in
think
life.
they definitely fueled each other.
Despite
You find
the
that a
horror
lot
of
though
his
in
parents'
cases like
deaths,
this, where if it was
Chris
just them on
chooses
their
to
own, they
live life
probably
as a
wouldn't have done
survivor
the same thing.
rather than a victim, and prefers to focus on the joy he finds in memories of his parents rather than the tragedy of their death.
My mom, she was very proud of the fact that she was short and ornery, but her mouth made up for her height. You know, and that's not bad mouthing her. That's something that she said all the time. She was a wisecracker. She was fun to be around. So I try to honor them
same with my
every
grandmama.
day with what it is that we do.
She fucking spoke whatever the fuck was. Oh, that's the end of it. It cut it off. That's the end of it. My grandmama was the same way. There was no filter for her. She was a very sassy lady. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Where is... I'll mute that. Background music. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that is good too. I think a mix of the video and like other things play into the fact that she wasn't tried as an actual minor. Which, again, honestly, maybe this is a good case for that. There are a lot of cases where minors are involved where I'm like, no, I feel like they should have a shot at rehabilitation, or like they didn't. I have a big thing with, I've said it before, but I feel like minors should not be allowed to be interrogated for the most part without legal representation there. Because it's one thing if you're an adult and you're stupid and you don't understand, this is probably your smartest move. But as a fucking minor, you usually don't have any clue what the fuck is going on. But there are some cases where it's just brutal enough that I'm like, you know what? Maybe you don't need representation. Maybe you should get the big boy punishment, because what the fuck? What the fuck? You reach a level where I don't think you're going to actually be rehabilitated. Or if you do, it will be years and years and years and years. It will be the majority of the rest of your life. You can also argue that when you have someone that young going into jail, they won't be able to sustainably live on their own, like, afterwards. They'll struggle with, like, basic adult concepts because they were in prison for so long. So, I mean, there's that too. But yeah, that was that case. I knew it'd be a little funky fresh. I knew that this stream wasn't going to be too long, but I wanted to do something after work. Again, I feel bad that I didn't stream yesterday, but Tuesday I'm going to be streaming. I have Fortnite planned, but if I'm really bored and feeling a little funky fresh, I might play another game. I'm really excited to play Detroit Become Human next week, hopefully. Oh my god. My brain is not working. The horror game that I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that we were originally going to play yesterday, that, and also Cult of the Lamb. I just don't like it when it comes to charges. He was 2 days away from turning 18 because of this technicality. We are reducing the sentence because apparently people were, no, I get that. I think it can be, I feel like the whole minor situation can be argued or has more, like, footing for me if you have someone who's, like, really young. Like, there are cases with 13 and 14-year-olds involved, and it's like, what do we do when you have someone that young do something so despicable? That, to me, poses a real question, because it's like, can you rehabilitate that? Like, I feel like it would be a situational to situational basis, because there's a lot of cases where you do have, like, or there's enough cases that come to mind where you have, like the Slenderman killings, or the Slenderman attempted killing is one of them that comes to mind, where the girls were like 12 and 13, or 13 and 14, and one of them literally had schizophrenia. Like, they actually had, after everything happened, they were professionally diagnosed, and they had severe mental illness that should have been treated that wasn't being treated. And it's like, you can argue rehabilitation on those points of, like, okay, now they're being medicated, now they're seeing a therapist, now A, B, and C is happening. They can technically, in a good world, actually, like, be rehabilitated and be somewhat functional in society. But then you have cases where you have 17-year-olds and you're like, I don't think they're gonna learn. I don't think they're gonna learn or be rehabilitated that fast. I feel like you should still have a pretty hefty prison sentence if you've done something that requires, punishment like that. Usually in most of the true crime cases, it's either murder, attempted murder, or, like, torture. And in all three of those instances, I feel like the punishment should be severe. Because, you're snuffing out another person's life. That shouldn't be taken lightly, I think, in most cases. It's a hefty thing to do, So if I remember correctly, the one chick in the Slenderman killings was actually given freedoms, because that's literally what they did with her. They put her on a regular medication schedule. They had her seeing, like, 1 to multiple therapists. She was actually in a mental health facility because of how fucked she was in the head. Game right now. I have to cut the stream. It's 10:12. Moon hasn't slept, and I have work tomorrow. Let me see. I found a case from 2023. Let's see. 2023, a judge granted Anissa Wire conditional release from GPS monitoring 1 week ago, though she continues to be supervised. Wire, now 21, was previously released from a mental health facility in 2021. In May 2014, they were both 12, lured their 12-year-old friend into the woods following a birthday sleepover, and then stabbed her to try to kill her because they wanted Slenderman to show up. But yeah, so if you actually look into like what they've been through, at least the one chick in the case, I don't know about the other one, she was actually diagnosed with like severe mental health, like the type of mental health issues that you really should just be on medication. Like I am the type of person that's like, yeah, you shouldn't always be on meds, you should do you, but like there are certain types of mental illness and it's so severe that like it reaches a point where you can't actually function without taking meds. Like it sucks, but some mental illnesses are so fucky. I mean, for her it was like a severe form of schizophrenia. Like that she was genuinely seeing and hearing things that just were not there on the regular. That would fuck with anyone, let alone a 12-year-old. Like at that point, take medication. Cause goddamn. Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and peace out. I'm gonna try to make some biscuits because I found this interesting biscuit recipe. I might share it on the Discord if it actually works. But it involves Sprite. I love Sprite. I was gonna do that. I have to pre-pack my food for tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I'm gonna be lazy. What the hell? What the fuck? And then I'm gonna be lazy and pass out probably. And tomorrow I have work 11 something to 8 something. I'm hoping it doesn't kill me. I don't have anything planned in the evening. So we'll see how I'm feeling. I might just game off stream. Like, I might just pick a game and play something. Depending on who's on and what people want to play. I don't know. Tomorrow, the only thing I'm going to do is put a little extra effort. Put a little bit of makeup on. I'm just going to put on a little bit of eyeliner. That's one shade of green. Possibly mascara. And then a little bit of pigment above my eyes. I'm going to just brush out. That has a little bit of green. What the hell? What the hell? And then, of course, green button up because green button up is awesome. But, like I said, my family doesn't really do anything on St. Paddy's Day. It's an excuse to drink, for the most part. I mean, if you look at the origins of it, St. Paddy's Day is not great for for pagans. So, it's kind of funny that I even am festive for this holiday at all. But I like being a little festive, you know? And then I work Monday this week, but I have Tuesday off, and then I have Friday off like normal. And then next week goes back into my regular schedule, although my manager did mention possibly slightly changing my schedule, but it'll stay the same after it's been tweaked. So essentially just tweaking my set schedule because of things happening. One of my direct coworkers that shared a lot of my shifts with me just never came back to work one day, so she quit. Another person was fired not too long ago, so we were struggling as is, but like ever since that person quit, because it's been a few weeks, it's mostly just me by myself for like as a fully trained individual for both customer service and the money center area, which is very stressful, but it is what it is. What the hell? That's fucked up. I hate that. I hate that so much. I have lived in the ghetto my whole life, although I am stupid, so maybe I'm not a good, maybe I'm not a good example of that. Around the world, around the world. And then Tuesday, I have off, and like I said, the only planned stream on the schedule is Fortnite, so we'll see what happens that day. I don't know. I don't really have anything to do tomorrow evening. No. 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 So I'll probably be down to game tomorrow evening as long as I don't have a massive fucking migraine. I think it's just the extra stress lately that's been fucking with my head. It's annoying, but it kind of is what it is. I can't really change it. It'll be less stressful when I finally am able to order a new hot water heater and the installation and all that. Supposedly my parents are shopping around for that. I'm gonna have to annoy my mom again probably sometime tomorrow. I can't wait to take a hot shower. Yeah. And then it'll be a matter of saving up for a VR headset. And also piercings, because it's a personal goal for me. I want to have at least 2 piercings by the end of August as well. So long as, nothing else happens. That's always the caveat for anything that I say. So long as no emergencies happen, then that is the goal. Editors playing with stuff in the in the Discord. Round a world, around a world, around a world. I'm not excited to go downstairs and do stuff in the kitchen only because I don't want to stand right now. My legs hurt a little bit. I'll deal. It's not a hard thing to make. It's mixing 3 ingredients and then preheating an oven. I can do that, and it sounds delicious. So I'm not gonna raid out because I'm leaving my PC. It's fine. This has been chill though. I'll try to set the VOD up within the next 24 hours, somewhere between now and tomorrow evening. I'll try to have it set up. That's what I'm trying to do. I know I've let it slide here and there, but that's what I'm trying to do with it. That would be epic. Why are you not closing? Boop. There you go. Alrighty. That is that. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for being here. It means a ton to me. Until next stream, friends. Goodbye.